Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Zephr if you're new around here, and in today's video I'm showing you my dual core version of the Eruption team that Cybertron released the other day. Funnily enough, I was building the exact same team, well not the exact same, but a very similar team at that moment in time. I just played in the Pokebros tournament. A team like it had rolled me and I was really interested to see how it kind of worked. So I'd started building it and then I saw Cybertron drop his video and I was like, oh no. But then I watched his video and I realised that our teams are very similar but very different at the same time. So I thought I'd still bring out my video because I really like this team. I've been playing it on ladder, I've took it to the top 100, and yeah, I think it's a really good team. So let's get into the team breakdown. Okay, so first up in today's video is Hisuian Typhlosion. So when all the Legends Arceus Pokemon got added to the game, I kind of looked at this thing and I thought, it's got some things going for it, some things it don't. You know, it's got access to Shadow Ball, Heat Wave, Overheat, Eruption like original Typhlosion had, and it kind of has a niche in some teams, not very many, but it does. But the main thing for me is its dual typing of Ghost and Fire. Obviously, Torkoal struggles because if it's on the field first and say it gets Fake Outed, then it's probably going to take a ton of damage, and you know, then Eruption is almost invaluable. But Typhlosion doesn't have that problem. As long as it outspeeds whatever is in front of it, it can get that Eruption off. I was going to say Fake Out, that'd be wrong. So that's where the Choice Scarf comes into things. So if you're not familiar, the Choice Scarf is an item that locks you to only using the first move you click, but it gives you 1.5 times speed. So I think Typhlosion with Choice Scarf hits about 240, which is pretty much faster than every Pokemon in the game, besides Regieleki. And Regieleki isn't huge in the format yet. I've used it a little bit. I used it more as a screen setter, but I've seen it a couple times, and that's really about it. So Typhlosion really functions as the first opening game, glass cannon, fire everything, destroy everything kind of Pokemon. You know, you get it on the field, depending on the scenario, you can get Sun Up with Torkoal, you can get Sun Up with Thunderous, and then if you feel really, really ballsy and there's nothing that can fake you out in front of you, you can click Terra Fire, and then as long as you hit your Eruption first, which you will most of the time because of Choice Scarf, then you're going to do a ton of damage to everything on the other side of the field, and your opponent is really going to be feeling that. Next up on this team is Thunderous. I think Thunderous kind of doesn't need an explanation. It's one of the 3 genies. They're all very, very strong in their own kind of different niches. Like Thunderous Therians come back this year because it has Volt Absorb and you've got so much Iron Hands running around, and that's really good as well. But we're using Incarnate Thunderous. The main reason Thunderous is on this team, and I can tell you for a fact, is that, you know, most of the team is super weak to water Pokemon or rain teams. Thunderous can be brought in to kind of, one, set up Sunny Day as it's in its move pool, and you can take the weather control back if you run into Pelipper, Rain Dance, anything like that. But mainly because the whole team's weak to water, almost, you know, besides Lilligant and Gothitelle. You can just threaten your opponent bringing out, say, like Palafin or Basculegion, or, you know, just, as I said already, any sort of electric type Pokemon. By having Thunderous there, he can take a good couple hits. He has Prankster, so if he needs to Taunt or Thunder Wave, he can hit those things first all the time, no matter what speed you're going. And then I've got Thunderbolt on mine because I would prefer to have Thunderbolt over Wild Belt Storm. I've said it numerous times, I think all the Storm moves are trash. When they got released, everyone was going crazy that they didn't need them and that they were OP. They miss half the time unless you've got weather conditions, so I don't think they're that good. Thunderbolt is 90 base damage, 100% accurate, stab move for Thunderous. It does what it needs to do. It really hurts water Pokemon, flying Pokemon. Pelipper goes down in 1. Yeah, that's really it. We've got Dark Terror on Thunderous, so, you know, if your opponent goes to taunt you, then you can go Dark Terror, and then you don't even have to worry about that. And then Covert Cloak to prevent everything else that isn't taunt, so Fake Out, any other effects that come with other moves, Covert Cloak's going to prevent that. Okay, so next up on the list, we've got Ursaluna. Ursaluna needs no introduction. It's an S-tier Regulation D Pokemon. Facade Guts Flame Orb hits for 100% damage pretty much consistently all the time, besides behind screens and stuff like that. Ursaluna is probably one of the most feared sweepers in the format. It can do so much damage in such a little amount of time. It just needs control of the speed to be able to actually hit things without going down, and it's going to cause your opponent so many issues. So I'm running Facade because you get that Guts boost. Facade does double damage when you're burnt, so you're getting this, as I've said before, like 140 plus base stab move, which is insane. I've got Rock Slide because I think Rock Slide Flinch is very, very valuable. You can run a load of different moves on Ursaluna. You could run Headlong Rush, you can run Crunch. I think there's so much kit and you can use it in different ways, but I personally like Rock Slide. Once you're in the Trick Room, you can be hitting that, and if that can alone become your win core, and if you can keep getting flinches, because Rock Slide has 30% chance to flinch and make your opponent's Pokemon not move, then you can just win the game like that, and I've proven that with Gyarados Waterfall Flinch before and Thunder Wave. It is really, really strong, and I think it's a bit slept on. Earthquake because 100 base power stab move that hits both, well, all slots and has no drawbacks is insane. We've actually got some tech on the team to work around us getting hit by the EQ, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But once again, really strong move. It hits everything, can clear the field almost instantaneously, and then protect just so Ursaluna can either get the guts boost off if you need to, wait out getting Trick Room up, or, well, basically protect is a great move for every Pokemon. I forgot to mention there that Ursaluna has Fairy Terror. The reason we have Fairy Terror is quite simple. The only things that are hit in Fairy for super effective is Poison and Steel, and Ursaluna primarily being a ground type with access to such strong ground moves is going to hit both of those things for super effective, probably fade damage almost instantly. Nothing really wants to come on the field that can challenge it, and it can just destroy them as long as it's got the speed priority. So yeah. So next up is Torkoal, and this is kind of typically where my team changes to the traditional team that people are running right now. So that team kind of only has like one kind of play style, I think, which is just go super fast, do as much damage, and then come up and clear out with the rest of the team. This team can function in both speeds, or you can do both at the same time in one game, as I have. So Torkoal here allows the sun to be set up, for instance, which can benefit Typhlosion if you were to switch it in, or benefits itself no matter what. It's got Overheat, because Overheat is a ridiculous move. You just actually have to connect with it, and you're doing 130 base damage. And then as long as Torkoal's not your last one in the field, you can just swap it out, swap it back in to get rid of the special attack drops from that. Eruption, because the same as Typhlosion, if Torkoal can come out in Trick Room, it hits Eruption. There is not very much that is not liking that. That's what we had Lilligant win regional for a reason. It's super strong, and anybody knows that. Yawn, because it allows Torkoal to be a bit supportive if it needs to be, allowing you to cause your opponent to have to pivot things in and out to stop their Pokemon from going to sleep. And then Protect, because obviously Protect is a really important move in VGC. My Torkoal has the Charcoal just to get that even further boost on it to its Overheat Eruption. You know, that damage can be the difference between you taking a KO and not taking a KO, so I do believe that is important. And then my Torkoal is actually the Flying Terror type, and as I said with Ursaluna, I've got some tech on this team. This is one of those techs, so you know, in the end game or the mid game, if you've got Trick Room up and you bring Ursa and Torkoal out together, you can be hitting Eruption and hitting Earthquake or Rock Slide straight after, depending on what you need to do at that time. And if you've Terra Torkoal, he's not going to be bothered by Ursaluna or Earthquake at all. In fact, you're going to have two ridiculously powerful attackers in Trick Room, able to deal mass amounts of damage to your opponent, and they're really going to struggle to kind of find an out for it, besides protecting and playing and pivoting. And yeah, it's a hard matchup to go into once that TR's up, and you really have to think about what you're going to do, otherwise it will just run you down. Hisuian Lilligant is next on the team, and this thing is just genuinely better than its former self, like its normal Lilligant form. If you don't play VGC, I'll break it down. So normal Lilligant has the exact same base HP stat as Hisuian Lilligant, but Hisuian Lilligant can go faster with a higher speed stat and can hit harder with a higher physical attack stat. So, you know, the normal traditional Lilligant is more of like a supporter. It hits after me for Torkoal, so it can go first and hit high-powered eruptions. It sleep powders things on the field with chlorophyll, which doubles its speed in sunlight. But this thing can actually pack a punch and cause your opponent to actually have to worry about it, whether you're going to be physically oppressive with it or you're just going to click after you. It's got the Ghost Terror type, so if your potential of being faked out, then you can just hit the Ghost Terror and do whatever you need to on turn one, whether that's, as said, Eruption, hit something with CC, whatever it is. It's got Leaf Blade, because Leaf Blade has a high critical hit ratio. It pressures things like Dondozo or Basculegion to have to terrestrialize, and since most Dondozos are Steel or Grass still right now, if you've got Lilligant Torkoal on the field, you can play that mind game with your opponent, force them to Terra the Dondozo into whatever, or leave it, and then you can just oppress that Dondozo and take it out with whichever type you need for it. It's got close combat because it's another really strong form of stab for Hisuian Lilligant, and to be fair, it can hit anything really hard. I took out a Thunderous with it earlier, it was crazy. It's got after you, because as I said, then you hit Torkoal with it, and Torkoal gets to erupt on turn one with no actual cause of concern. It can just hit a 150 base power move instantly, which is crazy, and then Protect, because I don't need to explain Protect anymore, I don't think. And the Focus Sash, so that, you know, you don't get fake outed and insta-killed because your Sash gets broken, and just in general, so it mainly hits 2 hits. Lastly on this team is Gothitelle. I really like Gothitelle as a Trick Room setter, I can't lie, guys. I did go through a phase of trying to figure out if I could get Refrigerath on this team, because Armor Tail is such a strong move. I just ended up with Gothitelle, and I also did try Indeedee, but I found that Indeedee actually lesser benefits this team. Yes, you can get rid of Fake Out for your opponent Pokemon, but 1, you have Fake Out, and 2, you have Hisuian Typhlosion, so you don't really need to worry about it so much, and if you have 2 Mon that can't do anything, you just double Protect. Also, indeed, he just gets KO'd most of the time in this format, and then say you bring out Thunderous, it can't actually do anything because it's got Prankster and that's priority, and your own Psychic terrain kind of delays it then, and it's pretty much an open target. Gothitelle with Safety Goggles, so that Among Us can't bother it. It pressures Among Us with Psychic, so you can force that to Terror as well. And then you've got either Thunderous as an electric type, Lilligant as a grass type, or Gothitelle with Thunderbolt, because that's my coverage move on it, to hit a Water Terror Among Us, so that's no more concern. We've got Dark Terror on the Gothitelle, because once again, same as Thunderous, you can, if you go to get taunted, you can just Terror, and then that prevents your Gothitelle from actually being taunted, and you can get Trick Room off successfully. We've got Psychic because it's Gothitelle's main form of stab and it hits, as I said, many Pokemon pretty strongly. Thunderbolt is the coverage for water types because, once again, this team is super weak to water and you can actually just have Gothitelle there pressure in with that. And Trick Room because that's the second mode of this team. You know, you can start off with Typhlosion and say Lilligant, and if both those Mon go down, you can just switch into Torkoal / Ursaluna and Gothitelle, get the Trick Room up, and then you're instantly at advantage again with 150, 100 base power moves that are always going to go first, which is just a madness. You can even set up Trick Room next to Typhlosion and just try and get Typhlosion gone as fast as possible to after hitting the first Eruption, because Trick Room always goes last, so that you get like base priority, switching Torkoal, and then you can just double Eruption, win the game so quickly if your opponent isn't prepared for that, which I think is really funny, to be honest. And lastly, Shadow Tag on Gothitelle. There is nothing better than trapping a Pokemon on the field that you actually want to deal with on turn 1, turn 2, whenever is necessary. Gothitelle allows you to do that. If you don't know, Shadow Tag, when Gothitelle is on the field, if the opponent's Pokemon aren't Ghost type, they can't switch out. So you can kind of pin, say, like Urshifu down and then bring out Lilligant and then have it kill it, and then, you know, one of the biggest threats to this team is gone. Shadow Tag is a strong ability in any format. I think it's really good. I think Gothitelle is the premier Trick Room setter. I think it gets a bit weaker with some of the new additions, but I still think it really holds a place in the metagame. And I think that is about it to do with the team breakdown. So yeah, you can go super fast, you can go super slow, you can go both speeds in and out of turns. This team allows you to play very versatilely, and if your opponent brings the wrong Pokemon choices in game, then they can kind of lose straight off the get-go. But yeah, that's really about it for the team, guys. So thank you very much for the continued support of my channel. We're almost at 600 subs. If you guys are new here, please leave a sub, leave a like, leave a comment on what you think of the team, if you have fun using it. If you want to use it, the code is in the top right corner to you, not to me. I'll also leave it in the description just in case you can't see it or anything like that, so it's there too. I'll leave the Pokepaste in the description, so if you want the EVs, IVs, etc., that's all there as well. And that's really about it. So thank you so much, guys. I've been Zephr. Thank you for continuing to support my content. It means the world to me. And I will see you in the next video. Let's get into some games. Peace. Right, this guy is a Dozo player. And although he's a Dozo player, we can still very easily win this game. Very, very easily, right? Because we have Gothitelle, we can just trap things in. So what we do here is we go Trick Room. Actually, no, we don't. This first turn, actually, I would actually recommend we go Psychic and we go Eruption. Because I don't think Eruption... Like, you'd want to avoid Glimmora getting KO'd from Psychic, but you'd also want to Paragrass if it's Paragrass. So if it is, then it doesn't have any play here. Fairy Impulse is okay, I guess. Like, that's going to reduce a lot of the damage. The idea here is that you haven't protected your Glimmora either, which is huge. That was such little damage because of that Eerie Impulse. It's crazy. Mortal Spin. That's a good plan. I don't know how much damage this Psychic's going to do to you. I don't know if you're AV Glimmora, which I would presume because you didn't protect that first turn, so the potential was definitely there. This Psychic's going to be huge. Oh my god, so close. Now we just hit Eruption and Trick Room this next turn, because it doesn't matter how much HP we have. Like, we just hit Trick Room, which will prevent the Dozo or the Giri from being fast. Then we go into the second mode of this team. So this time we hit Trick Room, and we also hit Eruption again, just for extra damage. We don't need to do a load of damage with this, we just need to KO the Glimmora, because once he brings in, say... Oh, he does have Spiky Shield, okay. Fair enough. Oh, well, this actually sucks for me then. Like, he just read me like a book. That was crazy. I mean, I'm still going to get good Eruption damage here, so I'm not really too fussed about that. I've not hit Glimmora, so Toxic Debris is not coming because we're not hitting it physically. So yeah, him cancelling out my Trick Room only allows my Typhlosion to keep going. Like, you can't swap out because my Gothitelle's on the field. So like, you're in a really bad way right now. Do I set the sun up here? That's the question. No, because I want to deal with I want to deal with these pieces as they come through. So I need to switch. Actually, setting up the sun isn't a bad idea here. But I want Lilligant more so, I think. But I want Lilligant to come in free. So let's bring in... Oh, do I want to make a swap here? What's the best play? If I swap out, then potential poison. But then I need to... I think bringing in Lilligant is the correct play here. And then having Eruption available again is just the play, yeah. We bring it, because we want to set up Trick Room later for Torkoal. So Torkoal just goes first every turn. And if we knock out Glimora, we can shadow tag in the other Mon. Actually, no, we can't now because we can't actually shadow tag in the other Mon because he's going to switch one piece in this turn. So that's not a huge negative thing because we've only got one part on the field now. If we can lock the, if it is Dozo, it might not even be Dozo. If we can lock the Dozo on the field, that'd be huge. Would you miss? Lilligant, that's huge because my Sash didn't impact there. Right, this is almost perfect because if you KO my Typhlosion here, I just bring out Torkoal and we start going after you. Eruptions. And you're almost forced to Terror because otherwise Lilligant just drops Leaf Blade on you. That is Dozo. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. I love how I know it's Dozo from the Pokeball throw. That's just ridiculous. Alright, so this first turn we protect. And the second turn... I'm okay with losing Typhlosion at this point. Like, I just Erupt for chip damage here. Might even be able to KO the Thunderous, to be honest. Yeah, no, see, I just knew that that would happen. Typhlosion is going to go down. And then you're forced to either Terror or not. So I think the best play here is to... On the next turn where I lose Typhlosion here, we want to... Oh, we're going to Terror the Dozo. Is it Grass? Please tell me it's Grass. Grass would be huge. Grass Dozo, Grass Dozo. Yes, lovely. This is huge, right? This is super beneficial for us. Lovely jubbly. Lilligant got in, didn't get its sash broken, managed to get to the field, protect in front of the Dozo. Now the Dozo's locked in. That was ridiculous damage. It was a crit, so it didn't even matter, like, on the... So the thingy didn't even come down. That's ridiculous. I think I lose Typhlosion this turn as well because of the poisoning. Yeah, please go down. Please go down. No, Flosion! Why? You know, it doesn't even matter. I think the right play is to click this again and go for another Eruption. Like, and then next turn we can bring in Torkoal. Oh my god, we get the double protect as well. This game is going every single way our way. Huge. Absolutely huge. No damage. I don't care about the damage. The idea is Typhlosion goes down here. No way! Oh my god, that's actually vile. And it's got leftovers too. I need to get rid of that sub ASAP. Ew, I don't like this. This is sad. This is very big sad. I need to get rid of that now, if possible. I still think Terra Flying Torkoal is the best idea here. If we go CC this turn and we go Terra Flying Eruption, because you could EQ here. Wave Crash would be weaker, so you'd probably EQ because you chip my Sash, and that's if you've got EQ, but you'd chip the Sash and you would do damage to, well, big damage to Torkoal. But if we go Terra Flying, we predict your Earthquake here. This is huge. Come on, come on, come on, come on. See. Oh, no. This is bad. I have to switch Torkoal out this turn into Goth. Not because I want to, but because it's the only good way to make this play work. By close combat, I'll take out the sub. Then I need Torkoal on the field. No, I have to protect this turn. We go close combat and we go protect. That's what we have to do. Because as long as this CC destroys that sub, which it should, then I can get away with AF-Ewing in front of this Dondozo before it gets to attack. No way did the sub just take that damage. Oh my god, that's vile. I hate it. I hate it here. He's only going to order up as well. Ah, wait. I've got the play. I know what we do here. We go... It's Thunderous out back, isn't it? Yes. So we have to CC into this again. And then we go Overheat instead. And how much damage is Overheat? 130. So as long as we hit this Overheat, we should be in good spirits. Looking get the CC down. I don't think Dozo can take out Torkoal here. Faded Substitute's huge. Order up, yeah, that's fine, because he expects me to erupt. What's that, like 58 damage, that's nothing. Oh, mate, I think you lose your Dozo right now. Oh, the hugeness of it all. That was vile, and we didn't have to set up TR either, which is just crazy. Now the only thing we actually have to do is... Because Giri's going to hit the field now. Thunderous is going to come back out. I think we can actually just go after you, Torkoal, into Eruption here. Because, yes, Tatsugiri is going to take this very well, but Thunderous is not. It does not matter. Eerie Impulse. And we're already at -4. Actually, I think we don't do this. I think here we actually have to go after Thunderous. No matter what, and we have to switch back out into Goth. Just to reset the special attack so we can just start dropping bombs on this, Mudder Trucker. And we get Fake Out here as well. Scary Face, that's fair. I don't think it matters because with that, like, you're going to get an Icy Wind off, yeah, that's fair. But I'm going to KO your Thunderous this turn, so... And then it's just Tatsugiri left to his feeble self. And we've got Fake Out. But you probably don't have... You probably got Protect, so that doesn't really matter. But that KO is huge. Now we just... If it hasn't got Protect, we Fake Out, Leaf Blade it. If it does, then we just switch out. Rocky Helmet? Disgusting. Disgusting! Right, so now we go Leaf Blade, we go Fake Out. Oh my god, he did go for an attack, so he's going to take a huge Leaf Blade here. Oh, Tatsu is not living on anything now, for sure. And this turn, just to be safe, right, all we have to do is go dirt, Torkoal back in to reset the sun, and Psychic, and that should win us the game. Yes, reset the sun. Reset the sun. This goes through. If it uses Muddy Water, it gets weaker. We get the Psychic off, we just win. I think Gothitelle can take out little Tatsugiri. Icy Wind, that's actually going to hurt. Torkoal definitely actually felt that. He doesn't care about speed down though, neither does my Goth, so... Did Choice Scarf Tatsu? Oh, it doesn't even matter. GG's! We just destroyed a Dozo with a Sun team. Terra Grass Dozo was just not the play there. But then again, I also... have Lilligant, so you're forced to either pardon me, you're forced to Terror or not. High Flow Thunderous. Okay, that's fine. Protect, Trick Room. We go Dark Terror here, just to make sure that we don't get taunted by that Fundy. Because that is a genuine option here. Like, so we go Dark Terror, we get off Trick Room, and then we can start Rock Sliding, because Rock Slide will destroy both these Pokemon next turn. No chance. And then once Trick Room's up, if it's Lilligant Torkoal in the back, then they can't really do anything. Besides, actually, Torkoal could. Torkoal could actually genuinely do something, but I'm not too fussed about that, I'm not going to lie. So I can just switch Goth out, switch it back in, protect Ursaluna, Fake Out, done. This is why Goth on the team is so good, because you go Dark Terror, Trick Room, then instantly this Typhlosion is at a disadvantage. Thunderous, do you taunt? You use Sunny Day. Okay, that's fair. I thought you'd taunt there. I thought that was the clever play. Like, I still don't think that this Eruption kills though. Like, no. See, I know my Pokemon, and now you're in a world of pain. Because this time we click Rock Slide, and we just hope that both connect. And if we don't care, we get flinches. So we go Rock Slide. I don't want to re-Trick Room and it be like something out back faster than me. So actually, I'm just going to Psychic this turn. Of course, Typhlosion can leave the field because it's a Ghost type. What you do not seem to understand is that's a very bad play still. Like, kind of actually hope right now that we don't take out the Thunderous, because then Torkoal comes in for free. Yes, lovely. Right. Doesn't affect Ursaluna, and you miss my Gothitelle, and that is why Wild Bite Storm is a terrible move. That Lilligant doesn't have a chance if I click this button, and I think I re-Trick Room, yes. Because even, oh, I don't know. What is it out back? Explosion. No, I think that's a bad idea. But if we get rid of the Lilligant now, then that's just it. Like, we get Lilligant out now, but it's got Protect, I bet. So I feel like we have to just go for it. Like, Lilligant Protect, yeah, I knew this would happen. Because now Torkoal will come out and be able to just use Eruption. Taunt, yeah, that's fair. Good plays on my opponent. But the problem is, if I don't Trick Room, if I do Trick Room, then Typhlosion can come back out, Choice Scarf and Erupt again. If I don't Trick Room, then Torkoal can. So either way, with the Eruption teams, an Eruption is going off one way or another. Although I don't think Eruption KOs Ursaluna in this instance, because I played an Ursaluna, I used Eruption, and it didn't KO. So the potential is there for Torkoal not to take an Eruption KO. Whatever comes in here is stuck in here for the minute because of Goth. So Flutter Mane, that is really bad for you. That means that you have no Torkoal, which is very fun information for me. Special attack was heightened. That is absolutely fine. Do I EQ here? Do I EQ here? Do I just EQ? No, because it's not very effective. I think I go like this, and I go Sidekick into this slot. Terra Fairy. Definitely Terra Fairy Flutter Mane in this game. That's your best option for sure. Not bringing Torkoal there is the total throw. You only brought one Eruption. You could have brought both. Terra Ghost? What? Did you think I was going to facade it? If anything, you've just made things worse for yourself there. Like, I guess you thought I was... Well, no, you knew I'd Psychic into it, but this just means Lilligant's going to take a Rock Slide and a Psychic and be in very bad shape, I would presume. Might even KO. No, not KO. Psychic next. KO? Yeah, easy. I understand the idea there is to keep Lilligant up, and if I facade, then it doesn't hit the attack. But that was a really... It wasn't... It was risk for reward play, right? If he makes that read correct, then it could win in the game. If he doesn't, then this happens. And now it's just Typhlosion and Flutter Mane versus my Ursaluna, EQ, and neither of those mono taking that. So EQ, switch out into... I don't even have to switch out, to be honest. I can just lose Goth at this point because I've won the game. So it's as simple as that, really. They should just KO both more. Yep. Not bringing Torkoal there was my opponent's massive throw. From there, it was just an easy, go straight through kind of game. Like, and that's why TR is valuable on this team, because like you're either playing like speed matches up with the Typhlosion, or you can TR and completely remove your opponent's. Because if you just have after you, it's all speed. But this allows me to play in a different mode, and that's why this team's so good.
Saves hundreds of lives.
My goals.